Hi guys, before I dive into today's video, I want to share some good news with you guys because you guys are family now. So if there's something good happening with me, I want you guys to know about it. Yes? So I got featured in an article in the Business Insider. The Business Insider, if you guys don't know, is one of the biggest global online news platform, right? And a couple of months ago, a writer for The Insider basically reached out to me when I was in Canada, and he went to have an interview with me, and it was on the art of haggling in Nigeria. Guys, I'm Ijebu, so trust me, I delivered well. It's an awesome article. I want you guys to check it out. I'll leave the link to the article in my description box. Like, even check out the conclusion of the article. I dropped some gems in there. Like, make sure you read it. And if you read it, if you read the article, just say, Sassy can haggle. Put that in there. So let's get into today's order of the day. I'd actually intended to film a video about this a couple of weeks ago, but life got in the way, and yes. But over the past couple of weeks, I've been getting a lot of inquiries with people asking me whether or not, is it actually true that we can now, renew our passports at the airport, because, they're seeing posts being flowing around that it is possible, right? So I thought, you know what, it is worth investigating so that I can give you guys the truth about this issue. To be honest with you, the first thing I thought myself when I saw this news floating around a couple of weeks ago was, how did I miss that information? How are they actually going to execute such processes when they've not even perfected, like, just normal issuing of passports? Like, the other day, I think on the 24th of September, the Ikoyi Passport Office actually released a press release saying that they're still working on backlogs of passports. So, you know what? I'm one for big visions, big dreams, But, you need to follow through now so that they know that all your dreams are not just visions. They're actually potential of coming to, to reality. So that is exactly what this video is all about. I'm going to be sharing with you where exactly this news is coming from, whether or not it's true or it's false information. If it is true, is it in effect now, or will it be in effect in a certain time? Like, when will it be in effect? That is exactly what this video is all about. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. My name is Sassy Funke, and I'm a Nigerian travel and lifestyle content creator, really creating to make your lives better, to make your travel experiences better, sharper, smarter, easier. That is me. So if that clicks with you and you think that you might benefit from my content, please hit that subscribe button. We're nearly at 50,000 subscribers. Help me make it happen. I know you have the power to help me make it happen. So click red subscribe down below. So into this video, after some research, actually, when I saw this post going around about how Nigerians can basically renew their passport at the airport, right? I was like, let me investigate where this is coming from. And it took me actually to the LinkedIn page of the ambassador, the Nigerian ambassador for Greece in Greece. That's Ambassador Opunimi Okunkugbe, right? And sometime in September, she shared a post, and it was repost Nigerian embassy in Greece in brackets, and it says this: the Federal Ministry of Interior of Nigeria, Ralph Aregbesola, stated that Nigerians who arrive in the country on expired passports can have their passports renewed immediately. He gave the assurance at an excellent webinar organized by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, last week. He said the establishment of front offices have been approved at the following airports: Lagos, Kano, Abuja, Port Harcourt. It is in this regard that the Nigerian Immigration Service recently granted a waiver for Nigerians with expired passports desirous of coming to Nigeria to do so without fear of harassment by the airlines, the minister said. Date of commencement to be announced in due course. So showing you guys below that sort of writing that she put up, she also shared an image. And this image for me is the problem, right? The image basically states Nigerians, takes a quote that the minister seems to have said in the webinar that Nigerians in diaspora can renew their expired passports at airports. That post in isolation is implying that you can actually renew your passport today. But clearly in the writing that the ambassador wrote, it said date of commencement to be announced. So it's currently not in effect, right? And I'm actually sad that they put this post up, this image up, because everyone knows people are just going to screenshot it and share it with one another. And that's how, false news gets spread. So yeah, that wasn't something they should have done, because given the fact that we know how news travels super fast in Nigeria, globally, right? Yeah, so it is very clear that this post was taken out of context and it's not in effect at the moment. So what I'm going to do beyond this, because, when this post was put up on LinkedIn by the ambassador, a lot of people responded to it. And I'm going to share some of the responses that people had to this, but I'd actually like to get your thoughts. Like, what was your thought? If you actually saw this post over the past couple of weeks, what was the first thing that came to your mind? Like, leave a comment in the comment section below. And as I share the different sort of comments that people had on this post on LinkedIn, let me know if any of it actually resonated with you, if you felt exactly the same way as any of these people that commented on here. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to share a comment from Herbert Bright. He said, in quotes, "Without fear of harassment." Hold on a second, guys. Remember in the post, she shared, the minister basically commented that that's why they've been allowing people come into the country and expire passports, right? So that without fear of harassment by airlines. So he continues with this. It's not even the airlines, it's the immigration officers themselves. My young cousin with his mom came in on Monday night from Ireland through an Irish citizen. He holds a Nigerian passport that has expired. Upon arrival, they were harassed and 300 euros forced out of them by immigration officers. They've also been asked to pay for visa entry on his Irish passport. My cousin is just 15 years old, and he's holding a Nigerian passport, only that it's expired, and yet they were still harassed and treated like aliens. His mom, who is my aunt, is a Nigerian with a valid passport. As I write this, the Irish passport is still with the immigration officers, and they are still required to pay 20,000 naira when the said visa is ready. This is a very fresh and current issue at Lagos International Airport. I still need an intervention on this matter. So seeing news like this just doesn't intrigue me because it's all for the headlines. How are they enforcing implementation of these policies? That should be the focus. I've had bitter experiences with these guys and nothing has changed. Only those with connections are free from their harassments. Where is the lie? I can't find the lie anywhere, right? And that's the issue, right? Like, where is the implementation? What is the process? Is everyone on ground also aware of these big policies? Like, is it trickling down to the bottom? Because how are they going to be charging 300 euros? In short, let's continue. Emmanuel Uche Abba had this to say: too many promises, yet none has been implemented. We were promised visa on arrival, next expired passport on arrival. What process has been put in place to implement this? You will not be allowed to board a flight abroad with an expired passport. Well, some would allow, well, not all. Are the airline authorities aware of this plan? When does it come into effect? A lot of Nigerians coming home for Christmas have expired passports. Can they confidently go to the airport with their expired passports? We need answers to all these questions. My advice to Nigerians in diaspora: do not be misled again with this empty promise until we all see a process in place. Make sure you check with your airline prior to your trip to confirm if this new agenda, Nigerian agenda, is applicable. Brilliant, of course, certainly. Next post, Chudi Ubosi. He had to say, when I read pronouncements like this in the media from the Nigerian government officials, my mind goes to the story of two men who went walking in the woods and ran into a bear. Contemplating how to react, one of them suggested they make a run for it. The other said no and went ahead to note that he has just read a book that instructed that if you ran into a bear in the woods, as they were currently confronted, the safest thing would be to stand still. The bear would then mostly likely view one as no threat and in effect not attack. The first guy simply responded, "You have read that book. I have also read that book, but has the bear read it?" Brilliant. That was a good one. That's actually a really good one. Okay, next post. Chijoke Eze. He said, "This is so interesting that it makes me wonder how we at home have been unable to renew our passports for over 6 months, but abroadians can renew at the airport. But wait, after a home minister has spoken, who am I to tell him that designated immigration officers have repeatedly failed to deliver on what's supposed to be their daily routine? Maybe there's a national holiday reserved for those immigration officers. Anyways, what do I know, Seth?" So a lot of people are frustrated, right? It's like you're making all these grand plans for, grand plans to renew passport at the airport when we've not even figured out how to renew passports perfectly at the official passport offices. Like, Dr. Babatunde Oed Bruce, sorry, I can't say his surname. Sorry. He left this. "Honorable Ambassador, I know 2 friends whose data have been recaptured and 12 weeks after yet to be issued new passports, despite the 6 weeks promise. Too many failed promises. Will not take a risk on this." Right? So I think that's a problem with Nigeria in general. Like a lot of people have lost faith, right? Like when people, it's like, I don't know, like people have been disappointed. If your friend disappoints you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and when they make an announcement that they want to do something, you just be like, "I beg, but sit down, Jerry." That's what's happening here. Like people are obviously tired. And this thing is not hard now. Abba. Okay, Olivia Ubochi, he said this, or she said this. "What they say and what the personnel do are 2 different things. I can recall that presently there is no passport paper in the country for those who want to get a passport. Those in Germany, Berlin to be precise, have done capturing since April, haven't been given their passport. I was in Berlin last month for my child's passport, and after capturing, we're told to come back for the passport in December. We simply purchased the postal envelope from Deutsche Post and wrote our address." Oluwafemi Adeleke wrote this. "Thank you, madam, for your update. This is a welcome development. However, printing of passports and making it available to citizens is a very basic responsibility of any country across the world in which the government has failed consistently. I was told there were no passport booklets in 2017, 5 years ago, when I applied for a passport for a relative. Today, the story is still the same. I currently have a graduate who has not gotten a job in the last 5 years, but got opportunity to study abroad. But this unabated inefficiency is likely to make the guy jettison the current opportunity he has. For how long do we continue like this? If there has not been any improvement in the last 5 years. The issuance of passport on arrival is a welcome development, but the Interior Ministry can do more to alleviate the critical pain point." Yeah, like the impact on people's lives by not being issued passport is just huge. People are missing opportunities, jobs, like just so many things that it's actually sad. I feel like, how can you even be patriotic when things like this are happening? I feel like and someone said it's just a basic fundamental right for people to be able to easily be able to apply and get passports. Debbie Olushola Akinfe wrote this. "This was never true. An uncle traveled to Nigeria with an expired Nigerian passport. He was held for 2 hours, and eventually they took a £50 note for him in order to go through. It is not unique to him." Femi O said, "Please take this with a pinch of salt. It's another bogus announcement with no clear processes and procedures in place to guide and ensure smooth execution. For example, you need NIN to get a passport, but there's no NIN registration center at the airport. From any recent experience, you either make sure you are prepared to fly to Nigeria with an ETC or ready to pay visa on arrival issued on your foreign passport. Oh my God. Obina Okoro says, talk is cheap. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. Akin Sola Kunle said, perfect initiative, but I don't see it materialize. In that same airport, we spent hours at the port of entry, especially during COVID. I would rather go in with my expired passport and come back for my diasporan appointment. What a great report, says Barilio Zozo. I hope it's not because 2023 is fast approaching. At the embassy, passport can't be issued in a reasonable, timely manner, but can get a passport issued at the airport? I'm not being pessimistic. Just so many questions going through my mind. Looking forward to the implementation. Precisely. Bassie Morgan said, nice idea, but I hope it works. But there won't be excuses of no light or no network for office machines to work properly. That issue is too much. That no network. Oh my God. Guys, someone said, Yom said, why is it that we get deceived with all these posts which can never materialize in the next 10 years? I remember Abike Dabiri giving a similar procurement years ago, stating that if you're Nigerian, you can travel back to your Nigeria even if you don't have a passport, but you can but something to prove that you're Nigerian. I remember this. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm gonna leave it there because we'll be here forever. Yeah, so basically to conclude, it is currently not in effect. We have no timeline as to when it will be in effect. Even if it will be in effect, we don't know in terms of how long it's going to take, whether you're going to spend 10 hours at the airport, 5 hours, we don't know. So as somebody said, and I'm going to say this, take the news with a pinch of salt until you've actually seen the processes laid out, the timelines laid out. And once those are laid out, I'll be sure to share that with you. I really hope you found this video informative. Like, it's been a long one, but if you made it to the end, just say sassy in the comments. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.